Okay, so I'm well aware that everyone is super freaking excited, as am I, for Baldur's Gate 3 Patch 8. But this might actually end up being something even bigger. It wasn't that long ago that we found out that using a backdoor in BG3's mod tools, conveniently left open by Larian, there was the potential for some truly incredible things. One of those projects that quickly sprung up from this is a potential DLC for one of the most exciting aspects of Forgotten Realms, Menzoberranzan, the land of the Drow. It's down here in the Underdark, where a full-fledged DLC campaign from BG3 could have really thrived, perhaps second only to Avernus. Well, it turns out that the fledgling mod team that started to work on just such a DLC now boasts a team that might even rival Larian, at least in pure size. Courtesy of a report from Video Gamer, we've now learned that the team making the mod DLC Path to Menzoberranzan has surged into the hundreds, with over 50 working on the art alone. They have 5 writing teams, each with 10 to 15 people, and with the importance of writing in a game like Baldur's Gate 3, an RPG like Baldur's Gate 3, to hear that they have something like 50 plus writers working in teams on this game, that fills me with a lot of hope and excitement for this, as do a lot of the other details we got about this. Additionally, I got to speak with the community manager for the project a little bit, and they confirmed that this is a fully free project. It will always be free, and the people working on it are working for free as volunteers, making this truly an incredible passion project that's bringing together people of all different talent levels to create something special for the Baldur's Gate 3 community. They're working hard to make this mod up to industry standards, and even with hundreds of developers already working on the project, they're still looking for more in some key areas. One place that sounds like it's well in hand, though, is the acting portion. They've already had some voice actors lined up, but following an article posted on PC Guide, those actors exploded to over 700 people eager to lend their talents to the project. Now, no, that doesn't mean there's 700 people working on this as voice actors. That means that over 700 people have reached out to offer their services to this mod team to voice everything from your favorite cat to an actual companion. You know, they've already got like 700 people trying to do voice acting for this, but I could be like a side character, right? Like if I submitted my resume to them for voice acting. Sorry about the mess. Wait, I just made an old man voice, right? Had a bit of a dragon problem. That's why we've called you. You've come at a great time. Heroic opportunities await. The long forgotten place is just screaming to be explored. So that wasn't my best, but like, I could probably do like, a cat or something, or a mouse.
I can do this. This is a little bit better, isn't it? It's not perfect, but it's kind of what I got right now. Let's play some more fucking Stardew, okay? Is that okay?
You know, it's just, we're gonna just cut all of this and just move on, and we can talk more about this awesome mod and forget that any of that actually happened. Here's hoping that if Neil Newbin happens to call them up, they don't leave him on red for 2 years. Not that that would ever happen to a mod team, right? Of additional good news, I want to point out that they're clear that all their world NPCs and companions will be fully voiced by actual people, not AI. Given the actors' firmly held beliefs against the use of AI, who worked on the original BG3, this is heartening to hear as it respects the legacy and hard, passionate work that brought us such incredible performances in the first place. But don't expect those same performances because they're actually going in a different route due to copyright. This mod team is looking at creating 6 to 8 fully custom and unique companions to the game with their own actors. And yes, per their Discord, some of those companions will even be romanceable. And that mention of copyright, so they've mentioned that there will not be any custom dialogue or scenes with pre-existing companions. So again, it kind of just seems like they're respecting the prior performances from Baldur's Gate 3, as well as potentially avoiding legal issues. They're even adding non-human friends. They're like their own versions of Scratch, a couple of them actually. All of this has come about in just a few months since the project was announced in January. They want to make the Path to Menzoberranzan DLC into a sort of fan-made expansion that's split into 3 distinct acts with fully voiced companions and in-depth branching side quests. As ambitious and exciting as this project sounds, they're actually aiming at getting the first beta out into the wild sooner rather than later. Back in February, they posted in their Discord that they expect to have their first playable beta that will include, well, only the story and locations of Act 1 in about mid-2025. But of course, the full release of the project is likely years away. So while it may be in our hands to start working on it and testing it and helping them get feedback, it's still quite a ways away. Act 1 will include Athkatla, as well as other familiar locations from Baldur's Gate 2, and I can't wait to jump in. If Baldur's Gate 3 itself took 3 years in early access, I think we can give this passionate volunteer mod team a little bit of grace as well. Don't you think? Just a little bit of leeway for this passion project. I'm incredibly excited for this, not just because they seem to be going about it in the right ways, but also because the setting itself is near and dear to my heart as someone who got into Forgotten Realms through the legendary books of R.A. Salvatore and the heroic exploits of Drizzt Do'Urden. I cannot wait to see what comes of this, and with the recent very public support of Larian for fan mods like the Stardew Valley BG3 mod and Hasbro rescinding a takedown notice they said was issued in error. Yeah, I'm sure it was issued in error and not just like, oh fuck, this is a PR issue that we need to nip in the bud. But anyway, they rescinded it, so there's that. That makes me hopeful that this team can continue their work without needless disruptions from while Hasbro figures out their own future with Baldur's Gate 4. After all, if you're thinking from a completely blood-sucking corporate side of this, doesn't the idea of keeping this game in the minds of players through dedicated mods like this, isn't that kind of a good thing for keeping your brand going while you figure out what the hell you're gonna do post-Larian? Just saying, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. But on a brighter note, I want to end with a little note that I found in the Discord from the community manager that I thought was very wholesome and sweet, and so I wanted to share it with you to get a kind of an idea of this project. This was to celebrate Valentine's Day back in February of 2025. Quote, "Today, let's take a moment to celebrate love in all its wonderful forms. Whether it's the bonds of friendship, the thrill of adventure, or the inspiration and connection we've all found through Baldur's Gate 3. We are grateful for every single one of you, for your support, your creativity, and the kindness you bring to this space. You make this community truly special. May your inspiration flow, your dice roll high, and your hearts be full. With love, the PTM team." Truly, I am in awe more often than not of the Baldur's Gate 3 community, and this mod team seems to be just more of that, more par for the course. And so I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I'll be keeping an eye for any updates. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Richard Flynn, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.